All right, so now this take right here, and I've got Jake Dicker coming up next segment. This take right here might come out of left field. But I can't help but notice there is something pretty intriguing that's happening right now in one particular NFL camp. It's almost like, I don't know, the winds of change. The winds of change are swirling around one particular team. You might even call them the autumn winds of change. That's right. That same autumn wind that for far too long has smelled like low tide mixed with a wet fart is now starting to actually smell kind of refreshing, kind of re-energized, you know, like Febreze or something. That's right, Raider fan. I'm going to hit you with a positive Raider take. And before you come running up in here like, whoa, Romer, weren't you just telling us to settle the hell down? Yes, I was. Earlier this week, I believe. Because some of you were running around like crazy, acting like we're going to run roughshod over the entire AFC. Not just the AFC West. We're the ones to beat. We've got the Gum Assassin. We've got Geno. We've got Ashton Genty. We've got Tom Brady. I mean, easy, Raider fan. My take hasn't changed in that regard. However, what I also said was, you're going to be improved, and the culture is changing. And it's because of the Gum Assassin. It doesn't mean that that guy has not brought an entirely new vibe and energy to the Raiders, because he has. And believe me, if anybody needed an entirely new vibe and energy, it was the Raiders. See, this is all anybody around the Raiders is talking about right now. The energy coming off that gum murderer. The amazing vibe coming from the 73-year-old speed talker. And honestly, because I think about these things, it blows me away. This 73-year-old man can roll into an NFL locker room, a locker room of elite athletes, half his age, less than half his age, and he's the one that sets the energy standard for the rest of them. Like, the players have to keep up with the old man, not the other way around. How's that even possible? Check out this quote from Jacoby Myers. He told this to The Athletic this week, quote, "It's contagious. I don't know how he finds that energy or where it's coming from, but just the little burst that he has pushes us all. You can't come in here and have less energy than him." End of quote. I mean, that's a wild statement, but an accurate statement. I mean, I know he believes that. It's crazy. Pro athletes feeling the pressure to keep up with the energy and juice of a dude who is old enough to be their grandfather or great-grandfather. Pro athletes worried about matching the energy every day. Every day, not the first day. Every single day of a dude who is going to be 74 in September. It's absurd. It's actually awesome. Look, I'm not saying that vibes and energy are going to win football games. They won't, obviously. And obviously, consistent winning and the Raiders have not been used in the same sentence in forever. In fact, since their last Super Bowl appearance 22 years ago, the Raiders have had only 2 winning seasons. They've won exactly 0 playoff games during that span. So I'm not going to sit up in here and guarantee you anything when it comes to that division or the postseason or anything like that, Raider fan. I'm just saying, the vibe change is undeniable. The energy shift is undeniable. The source of the change is also undeniable. It is the Gum Assassin. It's all Pete Carroll. And I got to admit, that is amazing to me. Really intriguing. See, the thing is, for Pete, it isn't just vibes and energy. He actually is convinced they're going to win. And they're going to win big. Because the guy, I mean, I don't think he's capable of thinking otherwise. This is not an act. This guy, this whole thing, like, you might think that he's corny, and you might think this is all shtick, but I'm telling you, at this guy's core, this whole compete, let's have fun, come on, let's go. I mean, it seems cornball, but not only does he believe it, not only is it an identity and a lifestyle, this dude just knows he's going to win. Listen.
Oh, we got to win a ton. We got to win a bunch of games. There ain't nothing. I can't even imagine anything. I've been winning 10 games a year for 20 years or something, you know. I mean, what are my expectations? We're going to win a bunch. And I don't care, you know, who hears that. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. It ain't about what anybody hears. It's about what we do. And so that's why our expectations are really high. The standards need to be so that the expectations can be met. We'll see what happens, you know. I wish I could guarantee it to you, but I can't even think of what else it could be other than being really successful.
I'll tell you this. I'll give him this. Man, my man can still speed talk. You might call it speed gibberish, whatever you want to call it, but man, my man can still speed talk. Not even with the best of them. He is the best of them. He are them. Look, now we'll see if he can deliver on all that winning, but man, my man can still bump those gums at an elite rate.
I can't even imagine anything. I've been winning 10 games a year for 20 years or something, you know.
He says he's been winning 10 games a year for the past 20 years, so he doesn't even know any different. Well, the Raiders just spent the last 20 years not winning 10 games. So if he spent the last 20 years winning 10 games, and they spent the last 20 years not winning 10 games, something's got to give. But how can I fault the guy for bringing that energy and the belief that the wins are possible? What is the point of any of this if you're not going to believe that you can win? Which is exactly what my dude Maxx Crosby said this week, and I couldn't agree more. In fact, I could not agree more with most things this dude says generally. Like, if Max says it, it's so, if you ask me. But especially what he has to say in this soundbite. This is an awesome soundbite.
I mean, if you don't believe, then you're wasting your time. You know, there's always going to be the negativity until you win. Everyone's going to be negative. I mean, unfortunately, like, you guys are media people. Like, you guys love that. And I don't blame y'all. Like, it's part of y'all's, you know, part of your guys' job. You know, you the negative, the positive, whatever it is, and we haven't won much, and y'all got to keep it real. So, like, I do respect it as much as y'all piss me off sometimes. It is what it is. Like, I respect y'all because you keep it real. We haven't won much in this since I've been here. I've made the playoffs one time, and that's not what I expect. Like, I expect perfection and excellence every day. But overall, I can't do it by myself. Gino can't do it by himself. Pete can't do it by himself. It's got to be all of us. So we got to be delusional enough to believe in what we can truly do. That's the only way you can go out there and win.
That was as close to a perfect soundbite as I think you can get. I mean, that is so awesome. That was so awesome. That was so real, and that was so accurate. There hasn't been much winning. That's why there has been all that negativity, and there's nothing they can do or say, right, until they win. He knows that. But you got to believe you're going to win. I love that last part, too, where he said, we have to be, quote, delusional enough to believe. You see, that's where that gum assassin comes in. He's the one making them all, quote, delusional enough to believe that this season can be different. And that's why there actually is a chance that this season might be different. Now, again, Raider Nation, I'm not losing my mind over all of this, right? I'm not going to guarantee you anything other than you'll be better. The energy will be better. The vibe will be better. I'm not going to guarantee you a playoff spot. In fact, frankly, I don't think you're a playoff team. Not in that division. That division is freaking stacked. I'm just saying, the autumn wind does not reek anymore. And the team is actually really interesting. And it is pretty exciting. And they are improved. And they're worth our time. They're worth paying attention to because their delusional head coach has them all delusional enough right now to believe that they're going to win some games. How about this? Maybe even in that division, maybe even win more games than they lose. So no, Raider fan, you're not going to win the damn Super Bowl. You're not going to win the damn division. You're not making the playoffs. But if that old gum murderer wins more games than he loses this year, then that in and of itself will be even more miraculous than that old man getting that job in the first place. I'm blown away that there are players in that locker room saying, hey, man, we have to match his energy. And I'll give this to the gum assassin, man. He looks like a million. That dude looks great. He sounds great. And most of all, he has them believing. Somebody said during that same presser, where does the energy come from? And he didn't skip a beat. He's like, hey, man, I'm in shape now. I'm in shape now. I've got this energy. I take care of myself now. He does. The guy looks incredible.